Hi, good afternoon.
Yes. Hi, good afternoon, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. So, how was your day so far?
Oh, great. It was a relaxing day.
So, where are you speaking from?
Oh, I stay in Mumbai.
Oh, yes, stay in Mumbai, right? So, how's the weather in Mumbai and
Oh,
how are
it's
the
raining
things?
very heavily. We are having heavy monsoons this year, and it's pretty rainy.
Yeah, same status for everyone, but not that destroying in my state. I would say in my place particularly. I come from Kanpur, but as I heard about Punjab, Himachal, Uttarakhand, situation is pathetic and so
True.
terrible. People are suffering a lot.
Yes. So, do you have any specific topic for today?
I don't have any specific topic. I would be ready with whatever you come up with. If you have any questions or then any topic for me, I would love to talk about them.
Okay. So,
So first of all, I think before jumping into the conversation, it would be better to start with the introduction as I'm meeting with you for the first time, if I'm
sure,
not wrong, right?
sure. Yeah.
Uh,
So, would you like to introduce yourself first?
Yes, I would. So my name is Ashutosh Dwivedi, and I hail from Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. About my education, I completed my master's degree, that is Masters of Arts in English Literature, in 2024. Apart from this, I run a YouTube channel. So I have been running YouTube channel for the past 4 years, and I'm a spoken English trainer as well. I help beginners to speak English. Whatever the students I get from YouTube, I help them to speak. That's what I do.
Excellent. So, to begin with, I'm a retired professor. I've been in academics for the last 37 years and I retired. And now I teach English for uh, corporate people as well as for students of schools and colleges and homemakers.
Oh, that's great.
Mhm.
It's a
Yeah.
long time, like 37 years. So,
Yes. Yes. So this I do for as a passion for teaching, and I keep myself occupied. And I love meeting you young people, and every session is a learning experience for me, and it's very very engaging and interesting.
yeah, I feel this kind of platforms are really fantastic. We can talk to people from all over the country, and we feel by sitting in our place, we feel really comfortable talking about other cultures. And I think they came into, especially in the COVID-19, they became so popular because people didn't feel like going out due to COVID. And now it's so good that you don't have to go out to have an offline tutor. You can sit in your place and you can talk to people, and that is the practical way to improve spoken English. I think in the past, people used to go for the classes, they would study just all those tenses and the grammar rules, but later also they would realize that it is not helping them to speak English. So,
True,
but
true,
whatever we are doing here, that is quite practical.
true, very true. So, as a YouTuber, how do you feel, and why do you feel spoken English is important?
First of all, to reach out globally, you need a language, right? And that is English. If you want to, as I told you, that even though in our country, if you want to interact with everyone, you need to know English, right? And if you want to interact just internationally, if you want to talk with the people from other countries, that is must for you to have a global language that is English nowadays. So
Yes,
that's what I feel, and that was my passion. The way you are following your passion, this is also my passion, and I changed
great.
my passion into profession now. I didn't feel, I didn't think about YouTube when I was in the school or when I was in college, but later it became something which I want to do it forever.
Yes. So to me too, I love imparting some training in spoken English because for me it's a very important language for professional and effective communication.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're able to by speaking fluently and confidently, you can convey ideas You can collaborate with different sections of people all over the world, right? And it
Yeah.
also enhances job prospects and career by being
Mhm.
able to speak confidently and fluently. So I think it's very, very important to learn English and speak confidently in English. In a globalized economy like ours, it is also important to learn English to communicate across borders.
Right. Absolutely.
At a personal level, what do you think, and why do you think is it important? At a personal level, we have just spoke about professional level. What about personal level? Why is it so important to know English?
Being in North India, I didn't feel it is so important, just know personally. Actually, because I'm in North India, I didn't feel like I was really much into Hindi, not into English. So
Okay.
Hindi is all in all here. So there was no need of English. But I went to university. I went to Banaras Hindu University for my bachelor's degree. And there I just, I was in a queue of bank one day and somebody came to me and asked, Ashutosh, can you speak in English? I said, no. He wanted to say something. He was a stranger to me and he wanted some help, but due to English, I couldn't. Later, I realized that it is something which is stopping me to just to help others, to understand others. If somebody wants to talk with me, but I can't because I know only Hindi, right? So that's why on personal level, and even though when I was in campus, I used to look at my professors, they would talk in English so smoothly, and that would fascinate me a lot. Like I'm a graduation student, and why can't I be a good speaker? So then I got the time in COVID-19. I had a lot of leisure time and I just it was also the way to just I would say divert myself from the news of COVID every single day. And I thought of working on something. If I would be alive in future, I would get the benefits of it. So I thought like communication is something which is going to give you a lot of benefits in your career, personally, professionally, whatever you want. Then I started working on it, and of course it was so fantastic journey. I started interacting with the people all around the country, all over the world. I was able to understand a lot of things about abroad, which I had a lot of things in my mind that everybody would be genius in just genius abroad, or they would be talented. Like but when I started interacting with the people, I understood no, it's all about hard work. If you're hardworking, you can be genius here. It is not all about that in England or USA or the Scotland, everybody is so genius. No, they have facilities, they have many things, but they have different cultures. And English is their first language. It is not something they are doing something extra or special because they learned it from their childhood, the way I did
Mm.
Hindi.
Eh,
So then I realized all those things. I boosted my confidence that I am far, far better than them who are able to speak only first language. So that's how it worked for me. And everybody started asking me that, Ashutosh, how did you learn to speak good English? And that was like transforming thing for me that everybody was asking like, so I felt really nice for that. And then I continued.
So it was a real transformative experience for you. Very good. So it also helps individuals to connect with people with diverse backgrounds, right? And
Right.
yeah, and then we can foster a lot of social relationships. Maybe a person doesn't know Hindi, but he knows only English. You can definitely strike up a relationship with a person who is familiar with English, and it also enhances a lot of travel experiences. This I found that when you travel out, especially out of the country, especially if you don't know English, then there is a lot of hesitation in reaching out to people.
Absolutely. Even though if you go out of a state, like if, I suppose if I have to go to Kerala, I think people wouldn't understand Hindi there. I would go to Tamil Nadu, people wouldn't understand. So for that also I need English. And if I go abroad, for sure I need English because
Yeah.
nobody can understand Hindi there. So to reach out to understand, even though many people go abroad, they don't know English, but they have a good experience with their family members, but they cannot just interact with the local people, right? That is
Yes.
something. Just go with your friends, go with your family, talk to them, and come back. You don't want to talk about. You don't talk to even though a hotel manager because you're afraid of speaking to them.
Yes. That's very true. And What do you think are the kind of mistakes which people make when they, enter into conversations?
What kind of mistakes?
Attitude.
Actually, spoken English is completely different from written English. And so, most of the time, the mistake when people want to do conversation, they think like they will be able to speak perfect English and
Yeah,
then they stop speaking. That is the huge blunder, I would say. People shouldn't do it because it's not all about perfection, it's all about conveying your message. And this is a
correct.
language.
So we
So,
should,
that's what I feel. Mhm.
yes, true. Which that means they try to use language which is learnt and which is not very familiar to the other.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's always like learnt, and you can easily make out that it's not something which comes naturally to them. It is something which they have learnt, right?
Right. And
And
second thing is that they feel that if they would make any mistake, they would get the death punishment. That is the kind of mindset we have in our country.
yes. So basically, it's important to be very clear and avoid any kind of, long winding sentences. Be very specific in what you're trying to say without beating around the bush. And then never try to repeat yourself, or it can be very annoying to people, right?
Right.
And
Exactly.
um, it also will indicate that you're kind of unprepared when you are speaking in a public platform. So it's very important that, avoid misunderstandings. One should be very clear and specific when we are speaking, right? Then,
Right.
what other aspects come to your mind when you speak? Sometimes there is what is called an attitudinal problem when people speak. That is, some people are very dismissive and very, very condescending. Have you come across such people?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, in my journey, I've done a lot of conversations. So I interacted with all kind of people. Some people actually they are afraid of speaking, but some people they talk a lot, and some people are just are really confused that what to talk about. So all kind of learners and the people are there. So it depends on a person to person what kind of behavior they have. But what I feel, if you want to be a good just communicator, you need to be a bit extrovert. You need to express your thoughts without caring about mistakes. So that is there. Many just learners are there with a different attitude and different behavior I come across.
True. But I think one should take care during conversations not to be very dismissive, not to be very condescending in your attitude, but we have a very friendly approach when we are speaking to
Mhm.
unfamiliar people or new people whom you are meeting for the first time. And I think, as you rightly said, people are always scared and a bit worried about making mistakes. So one should not be judgmental, one should not be overcritical, right?
Right. Absolutely. You should be always friendly to others. And what I feel, if I talk to native speakers, they are really supportive. They don't care about your mistakes. Moreover, they focus on your message, that whatever you are trying to convey. But in India, like if somebody knows a little more than you, they feel like, oh man, you have done like, so many mistakes. I don't want to
Oh,
talk to
no.
you because you are such a just a worst speaker I have ever seen in my life. So such kind of people are there. Rather than supporting them, they just somewhat they disappoint them, and then they feel that it's not for me.
Yes, it's very important to be constructive even when you're giving feedback rather than be judgmental.
Yeah.
And uh, during course of conversations, there can be differences of opinion and views. So we have to be willing to consider other people's perspective too.
Why not?
Yes.
That's absolutely right, because
Yes.
everybody has their right to express their thoughts in their own way.
Yeah, you can agree to disagree. We can agree to disagree on many situations, and you can still not be too defensive, but acknowledge the other person's views and
Mm,
perspectives in a very polite manner. Because
right.
During conversations, it's also important that one has to be polite when we are communicating, and just not trying to show off or not trying to just indicate that you are far superior. Those things should not definitely be highlighted when we are entering into any conversation. So acknowledging other people's feelings, acknowledging other people's views and perspective is very, very important, even in routine and general conversations.
Right. It is.
Yes. Um, is it important to recognize emotions when you're talking? This is another aspect which I like to discuss about emotional intelligence, and whether it's important to recognize emotions when you're talking to a person at an individual level.
Why not? That's more important. Sometimes people are not able to express their thoughts through words, but emotions can tell you a lot. If you are a very good in, if you have a good emotional intelligence, for sure you would be able to understand what person is trying to say. Even though like you have been into academics or the teachers, whenever even though the student writes something wrong, but the teacher is able to understand that what is he trying to write, even though he just he's not grammatically correct maybe. That's what it is, like they understand what is the feeling of the student, but you can't give the 10 out of 10 to them, but at least you can understand their feelings and you can give
Yes,
them some marks. In the
true,
same
true,
way, when we talk to others, it's not all about words only. Words play a minimal role in conversation. I think I heard that only 7%. The moreover, non-verbal communications are really important, that how they are expressing by using hand gestures, body and facial expressions. So words are just don't say a lot, but the facial expressions and the emotions can say more than that. So I feel that is a very important part of this communication skills. We shouldn't ignore it. It's not all about. I have seen a lot of good Hindi speakers. They speak very good, but they are not good speakers. They are not good communicators. Maybe they know how to speak very well, but they don't know like what to speak, how to speak, and where to speak and what to speak. Like many things are there which they are not aware of, and that does just don't make them a good speaker or a good communicator. So it's
true.
all about understanding the situation, understanding the person's mind, or just what kind of problem he is going through. In that way, you have to give him just sympathy, empathy, all kind of things.
True, true. So, especially when conversations are difficult, sometimes people have to make very difficult conversations. So, in that
Mhm.
situation, I think understanding the other person's emotions help you a lot.
Yeah, it does. It does, of course.
Yes,
I give more importance to emotions than words all the time. It's
true,
not, you don't have to be philosophical all the time, like somebody is crying in front of you and just you are giving philosophy. It's not right. You have to understand that, like
true, true. But
sometimes
many
people are
ignore
good
this.
speakers but quite philosophical.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I find that many people ignore this aspect, the emotional aspect of conversation. That's why it was of interest to me to ask you whether you even thought about it at some time.
Yes, I do. Most of the time, it doesn't matter whether I'm talking in English or Hindi. If I talk to my friends or the family members, moreover, I try to console them. Just thinking about their situation. It's not all about speaking only, just speaking, speaking, speaking.
True. And uh, it's I also lay a lot of importance, give a lot of importance to
Mhm.
spontaneous conversation, which is very natural, which is dynamic. It's just an exchange of ideas, as we are doing right now. We didn't have any structured topic, but we moved from one aspect to another, and the conversation went on very smoothly and organically, without any prior planned and determined, setup. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. For that, a person has to be experienced in conversations. Like if I just tell you, if somebody is a teacher or trainer, but he's quite introvert, so they don't come up with a lot of ideas because they have never been extrovert. But if somebody is extrovert, he can talk arts and arts without having any topic, right? But the goal of the language is just you. You don't have to have topic all the time. Suppose you are in
Yes.
a railway station, you are on a bus stand, or you're on in a queue. There you don't have any topic to talk about. Just generally you have to start a light conversation that, hi, how's your day going? Like, is it very hard? Right? So then you can express your thoughts on it. Like, it's not all about, oh man, today I will talk about summer only.
Yeah, you talk about the weather, you talk about the day, you talk about the person's experiences and ideas, and the conversation just flows. So I prefer that conversations have to be dynamic. You can change the course of conversation whenever you want, right? And
Absolutely.
that itself is a very challenging aspect for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It is.
Yeah. So it was a very engaging session, Ashutosh, today. So do you have anything further to add?
Yeah, it was really nice. I like such conversations where we can express our thoughts without judgment. I think that is, moreover, so important that you have to speak as much as you can without any fear, without any judgment. That makes you a better speaker. But some people think like if you're talking randomly or if you're talking like whatever we discussed, they feel like that is not going to help them to become a good speaker. No, we are not here to give a proper speech or just, I'm not
No,
preparing
not
here
at
for a
all.
speech that I'm here with the topic, ma'am, and please tell me how to prepare a speech and how to speak from. That is also a different topic, but that is a particular and specific area. But the general communication is completely different, whatever we are doing. So it's really nice. And thank you so much. I'm so
Yeah.
happy with the conversation.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ashutosh. It was a lovely, engaging session we had today. Hope to meet you soon.
Sure. So thank you, ma'am. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.